The PDP PS4 Energizer 2X controller charging station allows you to conveniently charge two PlayStation 4 controllers simultaneously without the need for messy micro USB cables. Click the link in the description to find out more.
Skip it up and that up.
Ladies and gentlemen, let the flip-flopping comments commence, because I'm going to admit that I was wrong about something, and whenever I do this, God forbid I do it, I never hear the end of it, but I take pride in the fact that I will admit when I'm wrong. And what am I talking about? I used to be very, I guess you could say, anti-backwards compatibility. I used to almost mock people when they were angry when a next-gen console wasn't backwards compatible. And I would be like, oh, what's the big deal? If you want to play the older games, just hold on to the older console, blah, 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 blah. I think backwards compatibility is dumb. Why do people lose their sleep over it? There's even some videos on my channel that you could find of me, like, basically mocking anyone who wanted backwards compatibility. I was an idiot. Okay, I grew older and I grew wiser, and I realized that backwards compatibility is a lot more important than the old me realized. And with the success that Microsoft is having with backwards compatibility on the Xbox One, it proves how much of a fool I was, and it proves how important backwards compatibility is to people. And because of how successful backwards compatibility is, till May 22nd, or good through May 22nd, Microsoft is having a huge sale on backwards compatible games. Games from the Xbox 360 that will play on the Xbox One. And the savings on these games go from anywhere from 50% to 75%. And it's great games like Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, Red Dead Redemption, Call of Duty Black Ops, Black Ops 2, Call of Duty World at War, Borderlands and Borderlands 2, BioShock 1, BioShock 2, Grand Theft Auto 4, Bully Scholarship Edition, amazing game. And for whatever reason, Kane and Lynch 2, Dog Days, because that game is terrible. I've played it. I do not like it at all, but you could buy it if you want to. Look, I remember even thinking when Microsoft announced that they were going to make 360 games work on the Xbox One, I remember thinking, oh God, they're just doing this because the Xbox One is lagging behind in sales compared to the PS4. No one's going to care about this. Who wants to play Xbox 360 games when you have a new, shiny, next-gen console? But holy crap, was I so wrong that it hurts. It's a great idea. The games generally perform well because they're basically making almost, it seems like, an individual emulator for each game. So they really make sure that the game runs, the 360 game runs extremely well on the Xbox One. And it's been very successful. There's over 370 360 titles that are backwards compatible on the Xbox One. Trust me, if people weren't purchasing them or playing the games on their Xbox One, Microsoft wouldn't keep working on older titles to make them compatible on their newest console. I mean, there's just so many reasons my old train of thought on backwards compatibility was so stupid and so silly. Like, for example, there's great games that people want to play, like the original Black Ops, Black Ops 2, Red Dead Redemption. Those are great games. They're timeless. It boggles my mind that Red Dead Redemption came out around 7 years ago. My God, Red Dead Redemption is around 7 years old. Oh my God, man, that's so, when you get older, time just, like, years go by in minutes. Like, you could blink and it'll be 2 years later. But anyway, but yeah, it's easier just to play the games on one system. I used to be like, oh, you know, you already have the old console. Of course, if you have all the old games, just play them on the old system. But it's so much more convenient to play them on one piece of hardware, and in some cases the games actually perform better on the Xbox One, so you get a slightly better experience. Sometimes it's a slightly worse experience, but generally it's on par with the 360, if not slightly better. So backwards compatibility is a great thing, man. I'm hoping that they bring fear to the 360. Yes, I have the PC version, but it's buggy. You could fix the bugs with mods, but sometimes it's just nice to play with the gamepad, and the controls on the 360 version of Fear are generally pretty good. So I would love to have that on the Xbox One. Me, the guy who used to be a backwards compatibility hater, now is actually requesting games to be backwards compatible on the Xbox One. But, you know, you live and you learn, you grow, you change, and you realize that sometimes your old opinion, well, was pretty stupid. And I'll be the first to admit my old opinion on backwards compatibility was pretty damn dumb. This is Rich Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.